What's up guys, today I have quite a video for you. So if you didn't read Bungie's exotic update tuning for season 21, a ton of exotics are getting some pretty major changes. But for Warlocks, the biggest change is the rest in peace, the Starfire protocol. So starting season 21, the Starfire protocol will no longer be the king. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the new king of Warlock builds using the Sunbracers exotic arms and the Sunshot. The Sunbracers are an insanely powerful exotic, and that's thanks to the fragment Touch of Flame, which boosts solar grenades to drop blobs of lava in the surrounding area. We're going to be using this and the Warlock's ability to apply ×2 restoration to effectively make you an unstoppable tank, as well as causing all of the enemies around you to explode. So let's look into the build. So for the abilities, we are going to need Phoenix Dive. This will allow us to quickly heal ourselves and apply ×2 restoration when we have heat risers active. And solar grenades, this is because Sunbracers only work with solar grenades. So for our aspects, we're going to be using, of course, heat risers. Eating a grenade will let us stay in the air and rain death from above. Most importantly, this will give Phoenix Dive the ability to grant us that ×2 restoration, giving us insane health regen. And for our second aspect, we're running Touch of Flame. This will let our solar grenades last longer and drop blobs of lava on the ground. These blobs of lavas can be used to deal some insane damage, especially if you can place the grenade on a roof on top of the boss, letting them rain down. This strategy allowed Esoteric to solo Riven with the Sunbracers. And for our fragments, first we're running Ember of Empyrean. This will allow us to keep our ×2 restoration active as long as we're getting solar kills. This will make us near invincible as long as we are able to keep this buff up. Next we have Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. Since most enemies we defeat will be scorched, this will help us keep our melee uptime up even more. If we can't do that, we've also got fire sprites, which will grant grenade energy just in case we don't have our melee or our Sunbracers aren't active. Then we have Ember of Ashes. Apply more scorch to targets. This will let us trigger more ignition so we can clear rooms of ads even faster, especially when it's combined with the Sunshot explosions. And finally, we have Ember of Eruption. Solar ignitions have increased area of effect, and this will give us even more ad clear capabilities, making those ignitions pretty insane. And now let's take a look at the mods that we're going to be using with this build. On our helmet, we have double Ashes to Assets to help us charge our super as fast as possible, and a Solar Siphon mod to generate orbs with our Sunshot. On the Sunbracers, we are running Firepower to generate orbs on grenade kills, which will be 90% of the kills, and these orbs will help us charge our super and give us armor charge. On our chest, we're running Charged Up so we can hold more armor charges, and the other two are free choice. On our boots, we're running Solar Weapon Surge to boost our Sunshot damage, and Stacks on Stacks to give us 2 armor charges with 1 orb pickup. And finally, on the class item, we're running Double Outreach to reduce melee cooldown when we use Phoenix Dive, and the third slot is again completely free choice. Before we do get into the gameplay loop, some recommendations for the heavy slot. I recommend LMGs, and even better if you can get Incandescent on the weapon. But either the Unwavering Duty from Trials of Osiris or the Fixed Odds from the Duality Dungeon, which can be crafted, will work perfectly as heavy weapons to make sure you can take full advantage of this build. And now that we have the build over and done with, let's get into the gameplay loop and how to play this build. It is a very simple build to use and can become insanely powerful very quickly. First, you're going to want to eat your grenade to proc heat risers, then Phoenix Dive. This will apply Scorch to nearby targets and grant you the restoration ×2 buff. Then, because of Ember of Empyrean, you'll be able to kill an enemy with a solar ability or with a solar weapon, and you will increase the timer on your restoration buff. As long as you are able to keep chaining these kills together, you'll be able to basically keep this buff up indefinitely. If you do happen to run out, as long as heat risers is still active, you can reapply the buff by Phoenix Diving again. And that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like or even a cheeky sub so you don't miss a video. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on Twitter at Jackbuzza, or you can join my Discord. Both are in the description below. I'll see you in Season of the Deep Guardian, and as always, have a fantastic day.